everyone, welcome back to the Makisode YouTube channel. How are you today? It's a great day out, sun is shining. It's a rainy weather, but the sun is out as well, and so it's sort of keeping the weather a bit manageable. Some of us have been down with a little cold, but we're up here today to share this beautiful beret video with you. All right, so are you new to our channel? You should totally go subscribe. We bring you brand new videos on a weekly basis, or on a near weekly basis, to show you, either inspire you on one of our bespoke apparel, our accessories, or our interior decor, whether it's for your office or for your home, as well as teach you how we made ours. All right, we show you all of the steps involved in making ours, and then of course you have room to play around with making yours. Today is this beret. Another day it could be an apparel, another day it could be a different day, it could be interior decor, could be tapestry, and what have you, as far as crochet is concerned. All right, so you should subscribe, turn on your notifications, and even visit us on Instagram, where the gallery exists. We have a gallery for our weddings, we have wedding clothes, we have gallery for corporates and casuals, right? All of these links are in our description box below. All right, so let's start. For this beret, we're going to be using the magic circle, right? Different yarn and different hook sizes call for different techniques. For this one, because we don't want a hole in the middle of the top of the beret, so we're going to be using the magic circle, and the magic circle goes thus: this way, and then we walk into that circle right there. So we're going to be using double crochet stitches, and for that we have to chain 3 up. That will represent 1 double crochet stitch. All right, so into this magic circle I'm going to insert a total of maybe 13 double crochet stitches. So that's the chain 3 and an extra 12. So this is a 4 now, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to make this 14, just to be on the safe side with a perfect circle. So I got 14 in here. I'm going to slip stitch into that top chain right there from the first chain 3 that are chained up. So I have 14 stitches here. Now to the next row. The next row involves a technique we call increase in crochet. So this is how we increase in crochet. Essentially, increases require that you're imputing more than 1 stitch into the stitch from the previous row, right? So example, I have 14 stitches in all in this particular row. So it means that by the time I'm done increasing, I'm going to be having way more than 14 stitches in the next row. All right, so for this particular increase technique, I'm going to be imputing 2 double crochet stitches into each double crochet stitch from this first row. So I chain up 3, which counts as 1 double crochet stitch, and then I will impute the next double crochet stitch. So that's 2 in 1 now. Next stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. So I'm going to do this until I get to the end of this row, and I'll meet us here again. Okay, so we're coming up on our last stitch from the previous row, so we have just that stitch there left, and we're going to be imputing 2 double crochet stitches into that. So 2 double crochet stitches, right? So in the first row we had 14 double crochet stitches. So currently, I'm sure you know, since we're putting 2, we put in 2 into every one. we now have a total of 28. So I'm going to slip stitch into that top stitch. Okay, so we've learned what our increases are. Now for circles, I'm sure we all know that the increases are going to have to be regular. If you don't know how to increase in circles, which is used to work beanies, used to work berets, used to work table mats, which are round, used to work in to work doilies, circular doilies. Yeah, you can. We have videos on how we made beanies, on how we made just ordinary circles, but today it's a beret. All right, so for this purpose, we're going to need this circle to get as wide as 11 inches in diameter. So I'm going to keep increasing this regularly, because after this row we now have the 2 in 1 and then 1, 2 in 1 and then 1, 2 in 1 and then 1, and then we have the 2 in 1, 1, 1, 2 in 1, 1, 1, 2 in 1, like that. Those are regular increases. So that's what I'm going to be doing until I have the 11 inches diameter. So I'll meet you up here when my beret is up to 11 inches in diameter. Okay, so at this point, our beret is as wide as we want it, right? This is the plate, so to speak, the widest part of the beret. And this is the point just before we start the reduction process. All right, but before I start that reduction process, what I'm going to do is to work another row that's exactly as wide as this last row we just worked. So we're able to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows to achieve the diameter we need. You may have to work more than that. You may have to work less depending on the yarn type and hook size that you're using. All right, so I'm going to rework this last row all over again, and I'll meet you up here when I'm done. So one stitch in every stitch across is what I'm going to be doing at this point. All right, okay then. All right, family, we are done with that last row just before the reduction. So on working reductions, there are several reasons why people work reductions in crochet. It could be working reductions because it is part of a pattern. So you may have been instructed to either reduce by so and so number of stitches in this particular row, or there's a term for it. They could say crochet 2 together, or 3 together, or 4 together. So you have them write something like 2, the digit, and TOG. So the digit 2 and TOG, meaning crochet 2 together. And if it is 3 together, you have 3 the digit and TOG, meaning crochet 3 together, or 4 together, or 5 together, as the case may be. So essentially what that means is that instead of one stitch in one stitch, you're going to be picking up more than one stitch. Okay, so for example, straight up, let's not I'm going to work out this first one so that you are clear on what's going on. So I'm going to work my decrease in these two rows, in these two stitches. So you see these two stitches right here, I'm going to turn them into one stitch. So it's going to be a pick up one. Okay, I'm supposed to work a double crochet stitch. So as usual, I yarn over, right? This is how to work my double crochet stitch. I yarn over, insert my hook, pick up a loop, come out, and pick up another loop, right? I'm supposed to pick up a loop and complete this, but I won't. Rather, when I pick up this loop, I'm going back into the second one, and then I'll now work a double crochet normally. But this time around, instead of having 2 last loops, I'm going to have 3 last loops to pass through, all right? So I have reduced by 1. I'm going to continue. So I'm supposed to, my decreases don't come up until another ways up from here. So I'm going to walk until I get to that point, and then I'll decrease again. So just follow my lead. I'll soon get to another one. Okay, so I'm at the next decrease. So at this point, this is that decrease stitch. So at this point, because after every decrease, I'm supposed to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then another decrease. So at this point, as usual, yarn over, or pick up a loop, as some may call it, but this is yarn over, right? I insert my hook, I pick up a loop and come out, I start up my double crochet, yarn over, go into the next one, pick up a loop, come out, start, and then complete the stitch. Okay, I'm gonna work this again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the next stitch now is where I'm going to do that. So yarn over, insert my hook, pick up a loop, come out, yarn over, pass through 2, yarn over again, insert, pick up a loop and come out, yarn over, pick up loop, come out, pick up loop for the last time and come out of all of that. So that's 2 together. See? Or 2 stitches turn into just 1. See, 2 stitches at the space turn into 1 up there, same as this other places. So I'm going to continue this. Let me show you again, but I have to work my 5 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next one is supposed to be double crochet 2 together. So I insert my hook, pick up, come out, yarn over. I don't complete the double crochet stitch, but I start another one, come out, pick up, pass through 2, pick up, pass through remaining 3. I have once again turned 2 double crochet stitches into 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to reduce again. That's another reduction. Okay, so I'm going to keep reducing evenly until I get to the end of the row. Now, because berets require even reduction until you get back to the width that goes around your onto this to the circumference of the head. The circumference of this head is about 20 inches. So I'm going to have to work until I get to that point. I'm going to have to keep reducing until I get to that point. So for you, whatever measurement it is that you took, that's the circumference of the head, you're going to have to reduce until you get to that point. So we'll meet up here when we get to that point. So if we were doing reductions in every 6 stitches here, and the next one I'm going to be doing reductions in every 5 stitches, then reductions in every 4, or reductions in every 3, like that, if I need to keep doing that, just for it to be even reductions. So let's see what you have. Okay, so right here, for some heads, this would be more than enough, all right? So we've done even reductions up to this point. Because it is variegated yarn, might be a little difficult for you to see the difference, but okay, I think with this now you can see, that it is like a bucket of sorts. So yeah, there. But I'm gonna go ahead and do another round of reduction, right? This time around, the reductions are gonna be a lot closer, because in the previous one we had a reduction in every 4 stitches, but in this one we're gonna be having reductions in every 3 stitches. All right, so this is what it is going to feel like. So just hang on a bit. Okay, I'm right there. Okay, so here, so as usual, I walk up my stitch, and then I'm going to be working reduction from the very next one. So as usual, I reduce that. So 1 and 2, right? And then I reduce again. Right? 1 and 2, right? And then I reduce again. One and 2. And then I reduce again. 1 and 2. I reduce again. 1 and 2. So that's my reduced stitch. That's another. That's another. It's not hard to miss. Yeah, it's hard not to miss. It's not hard. Or I don't know how to say that, but yeah, you won't miss it. So I'm going to keep working until I have gone around, and then I'll meet you up here. Okay, so we've arrived at the circumference of our wearer's head. It's actually a very small head, right? So before I go further, I'd like to say that the technique for making a slouch hat, yeah, slouch hat, or should I call it a mama's cap, and that of making a beret are almost similar. What I mean by that is both require increases to attain a very wide part, get a very wide circumference, which is usually about 30 centimeters wide or 11 inches wide, or if you want it wider. And then it also requires that you reduce all the way back to the circumference of the wearer's head, right? It is at this point you can choose to either just edge off and let the wearer wear it as it is, or give it a very nice edging. For this beret, we're going to be giving it a textured edging called the front post, back post edging technique. For that, I'm sure you all know how. There's a different video where we taught how to, how to work it, but essentially it requires working around post. This is a post, this is another post, all right? So essentially, because this is an entire stitch, and I'm gonna work a front post there, and then I'm gonna work a back post in the next one, and a front post here. This does not require any, we're done with the reductions. So I'm going to be maintaining the number of stitches, whatever number of stitches I have at this last row, whatever number of stitches you end up with after you have done your reductions all the way to the width of the wearer's head, or the circumference of the wearer's head. Once you have reached that diameter, that circumference, that is okay, that circumference rather. So I'm now working, you can work whatever edgings you want to work, right? You can use a single crochet edging, and that's about it. Essentially, the aim is for it to hold, to be able to fit around the wearer's head. And so long as you have the right measurement, it definitely will fit. The rest, as we say, is for decorational purposes. So I'm going to work this front post, back post stitch all the way around. All right, I'm going to work that all the way around. I'm going to work it for about 3 rows, and then I'll come show you what we got. All right, so okay, that was the back, so this is the front now. Okay, another back, another front, another back, another front, one more back, and one more front. So I'm going to keep doing this all the way around. All right, so we are almost at the absolute end. We've worked the front post, back post rows for about one, 2, 3 rows. This is the 4th row. So I'm just going to round up on the last few remaining stitches. Back, front, back, front, back, back, front, and last, back. And then of course slip stitch into that top stitch right there and prepare to fasten over. So this is what we have, right? Very ready. All right, this is it, all done. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Do not forget or remember to subscribe. Bye for now.